Let's see when somebody arrives. Hello. Just gonna wait here for some people to arrive. See if people come in. Just let me know in the chat if everything's okay, if you can hear me properly. I've got the microphone in front of me today, so hopefully the sound will be a bit better. Let me know if the volume is okay. I see we are now 3 people. Nice. Just gonna wait a bit for some more people to arrive. About 5 minutes or so, and then I'll start tinkering with the tinker stuff. Do you guys want to watch a video whilst we do that? See if I can get a video on here. Turn the other monitor on. I can see. Okay. Don't know if performance is going to be okay or not. Doesn't seem to be wanting to play ball. Never mind. Might be a bit jumpy. My computer is extraordinarily busy, so like the title suggests, today I'm going to be fixing my Supafly flip mode. This is a V3, and I pretty much destroyed it in a tree last weekend. Burnt out 2 motors, and the flight controller had some weird stuff and it reset itself. So today I'm going to be fixing it and going through and applying the Supafly tune for Betaflight 4.2 with RPM filters and everything else. Oh. See if some more people arrive. Hello, let us know in the chat if everything is okay, and welcome. So this video was last week. It was a pretty cool session. We set up the gates in between the trees, which is not what we normally do, but it was a lot of fun. Pretty sick stuff. So I'm going to give it 1 more minute and then I'll start the stuff. Boom, 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 boom. So, a couple of more minutes and we can go. Hello, welcome. Alright, I'm gonna start now. I can't wait anymore. If more people arrive, they arrive. If they don't, that is fine. Welcome. Gonna be fixing the Supafly flip mode today. Hello, howdy do, howdy do. Yes, indeed. Welcome. Let me know in the chat if everything is okay. So, my flip mode had a little bit of an incident in the tree. Got stuck up there and I tried to turtle my way out to no avail, and in the process I heated up 2 motors, melted the TPU arm protectors and burnt out one of the motors, and that caused my flight controller to shit itself and completely reset. So I decided to take it all apart, change motors, put some really shitty motors. So this is now going to become a banger, a little basher quad if you will. So I just want to go put it together and configure up Betaflight and put the RPM filters and the Supafly tune on it. So I'm going to start off with connecting my battery up to the ESCs, my battery lead and my cap, which I've already sort of prepared over here. I just need to shrink tube my battery lead and find my scissors, but scissors are gone. Just going to shrink tube the cap. This cap is already wired up. I'm going to try to keep everything in the camera view tonight. Put the camera a little bit closer to my normal working area. Normally things come out of view over here. I'm too close. So I'm using some pretty thick gauge on this cap because the wires are going to be quite long. I want to put the cap in the front near the camera because I'm designing a little TPU mount for the cap and buzzer that will go on the middle standoff in the front here. So the cap will sit on one side and the buzzer will sit on the other, in between, with the little standoff in between. So these wires are going to run underneath the ESC. So I'm hoping it's not going to cause any interference issues. Should be okay. This wire is pretty insulated, so take it off like such. Get my trusty little robot arm here. I'm gonna tin these wires up. I've got my TS100. The screen is starting to fail, which is unfortunate. Let us know if everything's okay in the chat, please. And also lets me know who's here, so. Tin these wires. These are sort of already cut with different sort of size so that I can angle them in. I might actually can I angle them in with the other cables there? Probably not, so goodbye. Let's just retrim these and retin them. I got to make sure that I have enough space on the pad, so I really need to twist these nicely so that all the wires fit on the tiny pad on the Spedix ESC. As you can see, this ESC's power pads are quite small, so I've got to fit 4 cables in that small space with pretty thick gauge wire, so hopefully it'll be okay. Got to make it work. Might take a little bit more effort than normal, but Alright. That's nice and tinned. Just gonna trim off the ends. Hopefully that will allow me to keep things going. Walter, não estou com a ventoinha porque tenho que gravar o áudio, né? Se eu puser a ventoinha aqui vai fazer um barulhão para coisa, e também não vou soldar muito hoje. Sorry about the Portuguese, but olá Walter. Hello Walter. Hi. Hello Mr. Grey One. I've got a beeper right here. This one did have a beeper in it already, so it's going back in. Ha ha ha, gotcha. Right, so now let's go ahead. Actually, I might just do this on here. So when you're soldering wires, we call them 2 different wires, start with the thicker wire first, because it takes more heat to reheat it and release it off. So if you start with the thin wire first, when you go to put the thicker one on top, the thin wire is going to come loose and cause havoc. So I'll start with the thick wire first. Let's tin these pads. I need to make a nice vertical bubble on here so that I can fit the cables in place. There you go. Yeah, let me know if the audio is okay, please. So I'm going to put the higher current wires on the outside, and then I'll put the pad wires on the inside. Not that it's going to make much of a difference, but just in case a spark jumps, I'll start with the positive one first. That way it sort of puts some heat into the board to allow me to then do the negative one with a little bit less effort. I can add some more solder on top. I need to keep this as sort of horizontal as possible because I don't have a lot of space underneath the board because of the standoff, so I might need to make it a little bit taller. Let's see how this goes. Now I've got these 2 FETs right next to the pad as well, which doesn't help. Let's Gotta be really careful here. That is hot. Yeah, this is gonna be a little bit of a nightmare. Alright, off it goes. The red one can go off. So to release it, add more solder. I needed to shift the red one a little bit more to the side. That's crazy. Shit. This is gonna be way too close. Might have to go outward here. Maybe that's the better idea. Let's see if it is hitting. Yeah, this is going to be a disaster. I almost feel like putting the cap on the top here, next to these two caps. It already has some input filtering, but it's not enough. I've got a lot of noise on my feed, so that's good. They're very close, very, very close. I might have to rethink this thick wire. Very, very close indeed. That's a cold joint on the negative pad. Not getting enough heat into here. There you go. Haha, see you later, mate. Okay. It's pretty darn close. Okay, let me try something else. Let me take these washers off and see if I can. Hello, Clive. How you doing? I saw you on. Oh God, what's it called? So let me put some nylon some nylon nuts underneath. See if that makes any difference. Hopefully I can get all the boards in. Yeah, Clive, I saw you on, was it you that added me on Drone Nation? See if I can find some more nylon nuts lying around. There's no. Where is it? I need to find another nylon nut. Hey, hello Lee. Thank you very much for the audio tip. I'm glad it's okay. This microphone is a bit weird, so will my... this is perfect. Yeah, we can go like this. So that gives me another couple of millimeters underneath there for the other cables. So let's put these back on. Let me re-tin them again. Just some fresh solder. Oh, darn it. Okay, let me try something else. Since it has to go in underneath the board anyway, what if I just make it as such? Tin this again. Do. How was everybody's week? Hello, Bud Grinder. How are you doing, buddy? Nice to see you here. It's a fucking privilege to have you on the stream, buddy. Nice one. I'm fixing my flip mode. I got it stuck in a tree last week and tried to turtle my way out and burnt out a motor and messed up the flight controller. It reset itself. I am putting in the Maytech F405 STD that was in here already, and this is all already wired up. So this is the whole guts of the drone, just sitting here on the side. But I really need to set up Betaflight again, so I'll be putting on the Supafly tune that the manufacturer of this frame has made for RPM filters, which is a killer tune. It is awesome. So I just need to tin this red wire and crack on trying to fit these really thick wires right on these tiny little pads without creating a short circuit. So that is in. Let's just trim this one to make it the same size. There you go. Tin that bad boy up. Yeah, but I watch all of your videos, bruh. Love watching your shenanigans. I will try emu flight at some point. Right now, I just need to consolidate my fleet, and I made a vow a few months ago that 2021 would be the year for new experiments. Right now, I just need to consolidate. I run 3 identical quads, more or less, and swapping quads back and forth just affects the flying a little bit too much. So I am trying to learn to fly a little bit better. So that is why I want to keep the fleet very similar. And then in like January or February or so, I will do some more experiments. Right, these joints are cool. Not as cool as your joints, but if you're still there. Yeah. Hello. Indeed. So Let's see if this fits without creating any. Yeah, so this is the problem. I don't have enough space under here to put all these cables on with this bloody Spedix. I'm gonna have to squish this ground wire well down. So let's go for the nuclear brute option. Let's see if I can squish. Without making a huge mess. Squishy, squishy. Come on, flow. All the temperature's been sucked out of my soldering iron. That just made a giant mess of everything. God damn it. Big mess. I think I am going to change the cap wires. Let's reflow this stuff. Not a lot of space under here. I could always keep it flipped like this, but I don't want to. That's made a huge mess. Shit. I don't know why all your messages are getting held for review. How do I change that, bot? You're the stream expert. How do I set my messages and your messages so they're not held for review? Come on. Right, let's clean up. There we go. Clean. Fuck me. Let's tin this again. Right, executive decision. Fuck the cap. Alright, that's a solid joint. Fuck it. I will later, I'll put the cap on this end later. Okay, that is done. Now let's go ahead and do the motors. No, it's not an IS-30, it's a GS-30. 35, GS-35. It's the 32-bit one. It does not have the 5-volt regulator on it like the Spedix IS-30. I don't need the 5-volt regulator. I'm running 5 volts off the VTX. So that should be okay. It's a TBS Unify. And the 5-volt regulator on the TBS Unify is pretty good. And it's been fine so far. So I'll put the cap on the lead later. Now let's get these motor wires done. These are also nice, hardcore, heavy-duty motor wires. So I just need to mark them here. Just a little bit of slack. And I shall cut them here. Like such. And strip them down. Tin them up. Yeah, the IS-30, mind you, on my Supafly V1 was built with an IS-30. It lasted about, I don't know, 14 months in my hands, and then one of the ESCs started to fail ish, so I gave it to a friend of mine. He put it in his quad, flew it for another 6 months without any problems on any of the ESCs, and then when the ESC finally let go, one of the ESCs finally let go, he just grabbed another SpedX individual one and wired it in separately, kept the 4-in-1 on 3 motors, and the other SpedX on the 4th motor, and he was absolutely fine, and he's still running his quad like that. So it's old school BL heli, but oh shit, what is wrong? I forgot to put new tin on here. Nice and shiny. If you have any questions, fire away, and I shall endeavor to answer them. 5 people, very nice. And I think the maximum I've had on a stream before was about 9. So let's see if today we can beat that record. I think I need to replace the battery on my soldering iron. Okay. Yeah, man. It's a bit tight, but should be okay. Super thick wires on these motors. They're only temporary. Daarbij, Walter. No, I don't have enough heat. Yeah, I don't think it's the pressure of a butt grinder being on here. That's fine. No pressure. I think it is more tiredness, because it is Friday and I've had a full hardcore week of work. So I think it's more tiredness than anything else. And maybe it's the wine. Cha-ching. Maybe it is the wine. Who knows? It's very nice. Nice little Malbec to finish off the week. It was a good week, but really hardcore full on. Oh, come on. Walter, this solder here is resin core. I don't need to add any more flux or resin onto it. But my soldering iron is running off a LiPo, so it doesn't have as much power as the power supply. The power supply is being used for my light, so if I turn my light off, you can't see me. So I run, when I'm filming, I run my LiPo off. I run my soldering iron off a LiPo. Not ideal, but I need to get another power supply. That is for another day. Right now, I just need to solder this up, and then we can put all the other bits and bobs. Yeah, battery's gone. How much voltage? 15.4, okay. Anyway, hello. So, I've been practicing a simulator but never flown in goggles. Do you think I'll be able to fly for real straight away? I think you will. If you've been flying the simulator and you can handle the movements and you've got the muscle memory, I think you'll be fine. One tip I have for you is obviously go straight into acro. When you do take off, go up a little bit high, not to the moon, but go high above the trees or sort of in the area where you are, in a big open field. Go up high and get used to your surroundings. Because the biggest thing that causes you to crash right at the beginning is losing your orientation. So you get lost in the sky. So you really need to get used to the camera angle, especially. So, you know, when you got to have a little bit of camera angle to be able to move forward. And that, you need to get used to the horizon and your surroundings. You need to know where you are physically at all times. And in the beginning, you can get disoriented really quickly. So go up high, chill out, don't try and do anything that you're not confident doing. Just fly, go cruising for a few minutes, up high, get your surroundings, and then you can come back down and start doing flippy floppies and that kind of stuff. Yeah, exactly. You need a good few hours, you know, put in, I don't know, maybe 40 or 50 hours of simulator. Just like Grey One is saying, you need a lot of time. And then it will come naturally. Once you get it all sorted, once you know where you are. I'm going to make these ones a little bit longer now, because that side's a wee bit short. But these motors are temporary as well. I'm going to be replacing these motors. These are basher motors that I had lying around. I don't have any new motors, nor the money to get any right now, so in a couple of weeks time I'll be getting new motors for this one. So it's a little temporary. I'm not too worried about how it's going to look. And I'm really curious to see if this ESC has survived the tree ordeal, because I can show you the state of how my ESC protectors came out, and this will give you an idea of how hot my motors got. Check this out. So the ESC protector should look like that, as you can see. The arm protector should look like that. And look how this one came out, completely melted. And look how this one came out, also completely melted, and a little piece of it actually got stuck to the frame. So these are completely gone. So imagine the heat that went through these motors trying to turtle them out of the tree. Anyway, I'm not putting protectors on this one anymore. How long? Yeah, that's what he said. DCL the game. Yeah, I love it. You'll find a Grey One on there every day. You find me on there a few nights a week, maybe. So DCL is pretty cool. Tin these wires. Come on, tin. I'm doing this over the ESC. I shouldn't be doing this because solder splatters could go everywhere, but I'll be careful. Let's put some solder on these pads. It's really important to tin the pads and clean your iron tipped often. If you don't clean your tip, things become very messy. That's what she said. I think you were at Keynsham a couple of weeks ago. I turned up with 3 drones that I built. Oh, I wasn't there that day, was I? I don't remember 3 drones you built, so I don't remember you. But yeah, you're welcome to come out with us anytime, Lee. We will not judge you unless you do something stupid, like ridiculously, dangerously stupid. That's the only thing that anybody would say anything about. We all have to learn somewhere, and if you crash and do all that stuff, nobody's gonna laugh at you or tell you off. They'll only tell you off if you do stupid stuff like fly over people. We're a very, very considerate group, so you know how the rules are in this country. Very conservative government. We don't want to be in any trouble with anybody. We want to continue flying our hobby. So you're more than welcome to come with us. I was actually thinking today about a new event kind of thing. You know, I make posters for all of our meetings, more or less. Of late I've been making posters. So today I was in the car thinking about doing a day fly thing called spot check, where we get every small group of people's favorite spots, because you know we all got our little clique, you know, group of people that we fly with every time. It'd be cool to grab, you know, 3 or 4 of those spots and do almost like a bit like a pub crawl. Call it a spot crawl. So it could be called spot check or spot crawl. What do you think? Do you think it is a good idea, or do you think nobody would be interested and nobody would show up? Huh? You're welcome, Lee. Anytime. Of course, if you watch my technical videos, you'll learn quite a lot about building drones as well. Not that I do many, but when I do, I think it's solid knowledge. Very nice indeed. Tin the wires. See, giant blob of solder just fell on my ESC like an idiot. Let's mop it up. There you go. Luckily it fell on the pad, so I just mopped it up and let's put some more in there. Wiped it all off. Move this standoff to the other side so it is not in the way. Spot swap sounds good to me. Spot swap, yeah, okay. It's more like spot check, but spot swap, it's hard to say. But yeah, getting more than us is the eternal issue. Well, yeah, it's partly down to the COVID. Don't forget we can't be more than 6 anyway, theoretically. So, but yeah, it would be nice to have a little bit more people. I don't know. So everybody's life is a bit different. Like Grey One, Crash, and we don't have kids. We don't have homely commitments. Well, Grey One does have kids, but they're grown up, so. And I don't have any homely commitments. It's like all I have to do is keep my place relatively tidy. And I sometimes work a few days at the weekend, maybe once or twice every 3 months. So I'm pretty carefree and available. So I can go out flying a lot. That is close. Spedix, Spedix, Spedix. Very, very close. Yeah, that is way too close. Move this middle one a little bit. If they're too close together, you might get, it's always possible to get arcing between two connections, and that would probably cause a desync. Yeah, it's not very pretty, but I think it will be okay. I think it will be fine. What do you think? Yeah, we don't all obey the law every single time. We don't. But I think we're considerate. We're considerate and not stupid. And I think we all enjoy freedom. One of my most precious things is freedom. And I've swore to myself when I was a very, very young boy that I would not go to jail or cause any trouble that would get me into a position where my integrity would be violated. I hope that makes sense. Right, I've lost one of my rubber thingies, so I'm just going to take another one from the box. Send it. Send it indeed. I shall send it to the moon and back. Right, so there's the standoffs are in. Now, this bunch of stuff can go back. To where it was. Oh, come on. There you go. I need to get some nylon. Standoffs. Don't have a lot of these left. One. Where did they all go? I used, well, never mind, I'll use the thick ones. I know I have more, I just can't be bothered to go and find them. We do obey the law. Okay. is all in there. So this frame, Nick, grey one, you know perfectly well. This frame had 6 packs put through it in its life. Broken bottom, 3 broken arms. It's done. Completely done. This was the least durable Supafly I have ever had. I don't know if that means that I'm flying too hard, or if this batch was not as good as the first ones. I don't know if I'm flying harder than before or not. I'm flying pretty much the same. Even more precise, so it's kind of weird. Anyway, I have my own frame already. It's over there, almost built, almost finished. There's a top plate right here. Sneak preview of the Puzzler. It is called the Puzzler. This camera's not going to come out of here, is it? It'll come out of here through the top. There you go. Let's put the camera in. Camera. This is a Foxeer Monster V3 camera. Not bad. I used to run the cameras with the small lenses, but they don't work very well in like afternoon light when the sun is low. They work well when the sun is really high in the sky. So I decided to go back to a full-sized lens. Da-da-da. There you go. So that is pretty much how the bull rolls. The ba-da-ba-ba. So just put this back standoff on, and we can plug it in. We could plug it in to see if it works. Okay. Cool. We have initialization. That's very nice. Now we can go into beta flight. Following problems. No motor output. Yes, we know. Ports. UART2. Cool. UART3 is Trump. Configuration. D-Shot 600. Bidirectional. 5.7. Now here, since I'm going to be running RPM filters, I'm going to drop my PID loop to 4K. The gyro is locked at 8K. I don't need that. Let's go here and do iBus. That's done. Okay, so we now have everything configured up. I've already flashed my ESCs. They should all be, motor direction is fine, gyro 180, everything else is good. So let me grab a lipo. Moment of truth. We have full initialization. Makes me happy. 1, 2, 3, 4, and full motors. That makes me very, very happy. So happy. That is wicked, wicked sick. Now, any questions? No. Question number 1 is video transmitter. Do you need to configure and save the VTX table? Yes, indeed I do. So let us go get Maytech VTX HV VTX table. Oh, actually, sorry. TBS Unify VTX table. TV has a VTX table, smart audio. There you go. Not the Pro 32. There you go. So, TBS Smart Audio 2 USA. The reason why I'm using USA is because the European version is locked. There are a lot of channels that are locked. So I've copied, you didn't see that, but I went to the GitHub wiki to get the VTX table, and this particular one, TBS have supplied it as the actual XML code-ish. So I can copy that to clipboard and then load it from the clipboard. Else I could save it to a file and load it from there. But I can load it from the clipboard, and by magic, there you go. So you can see there are a few bands that are locked in the USA, but race band is complete. On the European version, there are only 4 race band channels. So I use that one. Okay, so I don't have my VTX working. Which UART is it on? So it's the white wire. TX3. I selected Tramp. And I'm so used to the Maytech, I needed smart audio. Yes. Okay. Hello. What? I've got heat in my VTX. What? Oh no. Okay. That is very strange. Let me grab my goggles. Yeah, I've got video. Video's okay. But why do I not have UART? It says device ready, no. So my flight controller is not seeing my Trump. Flash didn't save. Ah, thank you very much. Much better. Ain't that right? So, we've got that all set up, which is brilliant. All I need to do is now go into expert mode, set my failsafe. So, I need to set throttle to set 875 and my arm switch, which is auxiliary 1, to 875 as well. And that will cause it to drop out of the sky. Okay. OSD. The warnings can stay there. I want average cell voltage. Current draw. Drawn out. And battery voltage. That is all I need. PAL save. Now we can go and look for a tune. Let me unplug the battery. So now we go for the tuning bits, which is great. Now let's find my browser window. We can close beta. Well, let's move beta flight out. And this here, so we can have a look at that. Supafly. Supaflyfpv.com. No. Supafly icon customers here. Nice. I need to go and find the login. me go. Open this in Messenger. And search. How do I search in the chat? That's the juice mode. Oh, come on. I need to find the tuning login. I will find it. I might not be able to get the tune properly today. Okay. It says for the icon. Don't need any of this. The DMA stuffs. So I need this. All the way up to here. Now we inject that tune into Beta Flight. Where did it go? We inject that tune into the CLI. Okay, so that is pretty much done. Okay. It changed it over, that's why. Because the icon stack gyro is flipped, so. Yeah, that's all done. So, that's pretty much it. Now, is there anything anybody would like to talk about? Motors, servos. Let's just double check that this thing still works. Perfect. I am happy with that. I just need to do my modes, which I can do tomorrow. The receiver tab is pretty much done. Pid tuning, that's all set. I can do my rates. Which is quite simple. Done. There you go. That's pretty cool. Bids. Feed forward, RPM, that's cool. Save. Pretty much done. Now, that's it. A little couple of things that I need to button up a little bit more. And just put my cover back on and my antennas back in place, but that can all wait for tomorrow morning. The bulk of it is done, and this should be good enough to be destroyed. I'm not hoping that this is going to last very much longer. So, to wrap it up, I will show you the new floaty FPV puzzler. It's just a sneak peek, so you can see what is happening. Right, so here's the puzzler. It is a 220 style squish with enough space at the back for the DJI air unit, and it looks pretty beefy in the bottom. So I'm running a 3mm bottom plate, 2mm retention for the arms, 4mm arms, which will be 5mm when the proper version comes out. I'm running TPU camera mount, which is a remix of another design, individual ESCs, 32-bit, and it looks like such. So it's a simple 8 standoff design. The camera is well tucked in there for protection. I might pull it a few millimeters forward, it's too far back, and it looks like so. So I think this is a pretty cool little design. It is very similar to, you know, the Chameleon and the 210 and also the Supafly. It's, even these front bumpers kind of fit. My arms are slightly different, but they fit around there anyway and protect them. So I'm looking forward to flying this one out. If you want more information, let me know. The Supafly puzzler. Sorry, the floaty puzzler. That was bad, Supafly puzzler. Very nice. So I will conclude the stream right here and get some rest. I hope you guys enjoyed the building. of this Supafly. I'll let you know how it goes in the next video. Thank you very much for sticking around, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.